coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, on just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Hey there, Veteran Nation fans. I am talking to you today because I've teamed up with a company that's dedicated to supporting veterans. What they do is they help you gather all the medical evidence that you're going to need to submit a VA disability claim. Now, it's all that is designed to help you get the benefits that you have earned. Right now, more than 17 million veterans don't have their full benefits. And if that sounds something familiar, either for yourself or a family member, now is the time to act. With this company, what they offer is free consultations with the medical team so they can figure out how they can best help you. And what they provide is board-certified doctors with experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical documentation for both physical and mental conditions, and the services that they provide include nexus letters, telehealth evaluations, DBQs, TDIU, aid and attendance, and so much more. What you're going to do is you're going to click the link that's in the description of this video and sign up for a free consultation. Make sure you do me a favor, share this, and also tag a veteran. Let's help more people get every single thing that they have earned.
Good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having just a very good morning. Let me get this fixed. Man, had me way off center. And good morning. As you can tell, my voice is improving. We are getting where we need to be. We're not exactly there yet, but we are getting there. I do have a lot of stuff. Stuff has been piling up, so I got a lot of stuff for you guys. But first, let's go through and see who's here. First, we have Hellhound. Good morning. And then I see we have Larry and Saucy. Good morning to you guys. And Mismatch Menace is here. Good morning. Thank you. Yes, hit the darn like button. Then we got Paul. Good morning, Paul. Good to see you. Paul did a really great song for me for my birthday. Then we got Joan Walton, who's here, and yeah, I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. You can't hear me? You should be able to hear me. Hold on. Yeah, NVIDIA broadcast. Okay, let me open that up. I'm seeing where you guys can hear me. So you can't hear me. I'm looking right now. Let's take the day by the horns. You can hear me, but it's low. Okay, hold on. Let me boost this. How's that? A little bit better? A little bit better. Also, let me. This. There we go. That should be better as well. Very quiet and muffled. Others are saying they can hear me. Well, I boosted it, so we'll figure it out. Okay, you guys got me. Hey, good morning, Edward Smith. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff I have for you guys today. Let's see. We'll probably do this one first. Let me make it bigger. Because even veterans struggle with some constitutional concepts. So let's talk about this one.
Broke my back for this country, and you're gonna tell me that's my designated First Amendment zone? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm talking. You're laughing over here. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Designated First Amendment zone? 6 years, a broken back, 1 deployment to the Middle East, 3 friends lost in service to this fucking country. And you're gonna tell me that's my designated First Amendment zone? Get the fuck out of here. That's wild. That's unacceptable. Mikey Sherrill, get out of here.
So the First Amendment is subject to time, place, and manner restrictions. Sorry, but it is. All the people who like to say that, when we say that guns shall not be infringed, and they say, well, that's not what the founding fathers meant. Guess what? The same people who have put restrictions on guns have put restrictions on your First Amendment. That's the way it is.
Here, do something about this. One veteran to another, get out here. Do your job. I have no sympathy. No sympathy. You chose this job. Get out here and do your job. Be here. Where the fuck have you been? Where were you when they were throwing us under tractor fucking trailers? Get out here, Mikey Sherrill. One veteran to another, I'm calling you out. You chose your job, and I am not going to apologize. Fucking be out here.
Well, he's actually making the case. So, yeah, if you're going to block traffic, that is not your First Amendment. So that's why there's time, place, and manner. And that's why, if you're blocking traffic, that's why you get thrown under a tractor trailer. You've made the case, dude.
Here. I sacrificed so much for this country. You can tell me this is my designated First Amendment area? Yes. I'm fucking offended. How dare you? How fucking dare you? That's my rant for the day.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Welcome to the conversation, dude. Like, a lot of these people just don't know what they're talking about. This one here was very famous. I had it ready to talk about it, but obviously because I was sick, I wasn't talking about it. But we'll talk about it now. Here we go.
Why the fuck do you have an AK out? Excuse me, a fucking AR. What the fuck is that for? Who are you gonna shoot, bitch?
The government doesn't use AR-15s. That is an M4. Guaranteed M4. They don't use AR-15s.
Who are you gonna shoot? Who are you gonna shoot? What's the fucking AR for? What's the fucking AR for? Why are you guys out here fucking... Make a hole! Make a hole! You guys are so strong. You guys are so strong. I see you guys escalating with fucking AR-15. Let go! I see you guys escalating with AR.
So the AR-15, which it's not an AR-15, it's an M4, that's an escalation, according to these guys. But throwing things is not an escalation? Oh my God. I thought we were done with these ICE protests because they went horribly for the left. Horribly. But you know, okay, we want round two. Let's have round two. Oh, man.
Fucking coward!
Back up!
Yeah, you're so mad about our First Amendment.
Watch your back!
So mad about our First Amendment. I want you guys to remember that because I've got another video that we're going to show.
Look me in the eyes, baby.
Don't put that in my food. Giving you a low floor, don't do it again.
Excuse you?
Okay, back up.
I'm allowed to hold a fucking camera, sir. That's not a fucking lawful order. You don't know what the fucking law is, dude. I'm allowed to hold a fucking camera. Go fuck yourself. Actually, why don't you go get your buddy with the AK-47 to shoot me in the fucking face?
Watch this barrel.
Back it the fuck up. Yeah, spray me in the face, bitch. Fucking spray me in the face, bitch.
So yeah, they're very much talking about their First Amendment right. And they do have First Amendment right. But I want you guys to remember that as it applies to this video.
Why are you
Again,
here?
why are you raising your
Tell
voice
me
and
who you
violating
are.
my personal
Because
space?
I can talk to you however I want. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
we're gonna back up.
Huh? I can talk to you however I want. Now being racist. Oh, you going back? Oh, you going back to ICE?
Okay, and again, now I'm getting
I
surrounded
can
by
talk to you how.
So this, what you're saying here is the heckler's veto. You have a First Amendment right. What you don't have is a First Amendment right to infringe on other people's First Amendment rights. So that's called the heckler's veto. And that's what you're seeing right here.
However I want. What's up? What's up? Oh, you want to push back? Oh, yes, go this way.
I'm getting like attacked.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking racist ass. Get
See, now we're getting physical. They're surrounding him. See, they're physically touching him. And you want to talk about the First Amendment? That's just a journalist. I didn't see where he was doing anything. I mean, it's possible that maybe he was doing something untoward, but I didn't see it. So there you go.
What? Agua. Cierra la boca, cierra la boca.
But yeah, that's you have to respect other people's rights. If you don't, if you have a First Amendment right, you have to respect the First Amendment rights of others. That's the way it works. Because if you don't, your First Amendment right is not going to be respected. And I'm sorry, guys, I know I've got RFK voice. You guys are probably like watching the screen like, clear your throat, Skipper. Yeah, it's coming back. It is. It's just not 100% yet. All right, here we go. Another one. Now you just saw throwing stuff up here. You don't have a First Amendment right to throw stuff. This is stupid. Yeah, this is play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Hellhound. This is exactly where it is. Oh, he gets bodied here. Boom.
You fucking pieces of shit!
Yeah, you ran from the cops and you got your ass whooped. Oh, congratulations to you, Ed. Ed's got his special monthly compensation, he says. Good on you. And there are going to be veterans out there very upset that Ed got that. It's just jealousy. It is just jealousy. I, however, congratulate you.
Fucking stop! Let the fuck go!
That bike helmet didn't help you, dude. Bike helmet and kids' water goggles. And you still got an ass whooping.
Please take no charges. Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
Back up! Back up! Back
What's your name?
Back up! Back up!
So yeah, they're back. They want to play the stupid games, and they're winning all the stupid prizes. Before I get on to something else, I've got a stalker, guys. I had me a stalker. Let's see. So this is from my private Facebook. As you guys know, I've got the Veteran Nation Foundation Facebook, but this is from my private Facebook. And yeah, this is I watch so you don't have to, reacting to something I said on a news story. I unfriended her back when all the lies and stuff were coming up about all the haters coming after me and Georgie. So I unfriended her. So the only way she saw this is by searching me up. Searching me up. And this is why I keep saying, this is why I left the what the hell's thing. There are what the hell supporters who are fucking crazy. Okay? This woman right here, this is, you realize this is escalation. Okay? Oh, thank you, TC. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It was my birthday this week. And Voss sent, I'm sorry, TC sent gift membership.
Pocket, look! A year's salary right here! What I call it? Pocket, look! A year's salary right here!
And it was received by Greg of Scotland. So congratulations, Greg. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, this is escalation. Okay? I have not been talking about him. I haven't mentioned her at all. But yet she's seeking me out. Now, we've already seen where she lied. You know, she had information and was lying about it and wouldn't post publicly where she got the information. Okay? Could have very easily cleared up who was harassing Georgie, but refused to do so. And is now stalking me. I don't care about a lot of these people. Like Robert Rogers, Robert Ward, they give threats, but I understand that, they're likely not to act upon it. This chick will likely act upon it because this, like, I can tell you this, I've been around enough people with mental illness due to all my work with veterans to know that this woman is crazy. This is some type of personality disorder. Like, I moved on. I moved on from the Hales thing. I very publicly did that. But yet, still stalking me. Why? Why? Because she wants to try to affect my life. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I don't know where Gremlin is. You know, I sent her a thing and let her know that I am live. So maybe she's sleeping in. But, yeah. Very crazy person here. Very unstable person. Batshit crazy psychotic stalker. 100%. 100% she is. Spade's here. Good morning, Spade. Well, it's afternoon where he is. Or almost. But yeah. And this is what I was talking about. This is why I left with the Hales stuff. Was because it was very clear that the crazy people were starting to take control. And the non-crazy people were accepting of it. And I can already tell you, I've shown this to people, a lot of different people. Some people were like, oh my God, that's crazy. And they screwed up. You know your mental illness because you're a Marine? Let's be honest. You're not wrong.
Pocket, look! A year's salary.
Thank you
right
for the
here.
money.
What I call them? Pocket, look! A year's salary right here. What I call them?
But yeah.
Pocket, look! A year's salary.
Sorry. There we go. But yeah, I've been around it. I was married to mental illness. So yeah, I can recognize this stuff. And what am I doing now? I'm making money off it. But I can tell you, if something happens to me, this is the type of person who would do it. Because I could understand if I was doing something, if I was trolling somebody. I'm not. I've been too sick to troll. I haven't really been doing live streams. So why is she stalking me? In fact, I was having a discussion yesterday. She is as crazy as Lynette. As crazy as Lynette. And Lynette is not the type of person to know when to stop. I understand that, Spade. I totally get it. I totally get it. I chase my red flags too. I know why I do it. And I know that I do it. Thank you. I do appreciate it though. TC. I really do. You're only broke because you refuse to do a VA disability claim. You could be doing very well, my friend, but you're stubborn. Red flags mean go, right? Well, in NASCAR, it means it's just going to be temporarily paused. The race is not stopping for good. That's what the finish line is. But yeah, like this type of behavior, way more insane. Like, I would not be surprised if we did a deep dive on this woman. I would not be surprised if we found out she was divorced multiple times, was known to CPS, would not, like, I'm just deducing things, but I'm just telling you, you see the pattern. Like, made up lies, could have shown the truth, and is still stalking me. Very crazy behavior. And this potentially was a mistake. She probably didn't mean to react to my comment. Maybe she did. If she did, it's because she wants me to know that she's watching. That's why. They always want you to know they're in control. And that's why they do that. They want you to know. Hey, Kathy Silva, I see you. Thank you, thank you. um, but yeah, this is, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not upset. I'm just pointing this out. Divorced multiple times, you mean someone actually wanted her in the first place? So here's the thing about people like this, people with personality disorders. And this is very big with narcissistic personality disorder. They will be your biggest cheerleader and make it seem like they are the biggest supporter of you. So you're like, yeah, why would I not want to be with this person? This person makes my life better. Like, they help me. Okay? But then, once they've gotten what they need out of you, or you're not providing that emotional supply that they needed, it's like a switch. Someone hit a light switch, and now you're the worst person. And now they're not your biggest cheerleader. They become your biggest hater. That's what happened to me. It's what happens to many people. Thankfully, I will say this. While I was raised with family trauma and mental illness in my extended family, personality disorders were not it. And that's why people are like, how'd you get fooled? That's how. Because you don't have the skills to recognize it. And I didn't have the skills. I do now. And now, like, that's why when when we talk about red flags, I can recognize the red flags. But it's because now I have the skills to recognize them. You'll never... Oh, why is this... Hold on. I think my thing screwed up. Let me fix it. See, Skipper knows how to fix things. It just takes me a quick moment. All right. No. Oh, there we go. You will never understand why someone with stuff like BPD until you've been with a person like that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not saying she has BPD, but I am saying I can tell that she has a personality disorder because a normal person would just move on. But someone like this, they feel a need. They have to, like, everything is an escalation. They have to keep going. They have to win. And a normal person knows that you can never win. They want to win an argument. Other normal people have an argument to resolve conflict. And we're going to see that in some of the videos I have. Refusing to make claim, here I am trying for every penny I can get. Yeah, and I don't blame you one bit, Ed. And you need to start talking to TC. TC needs to do a disability claim. Like, does the VA suck? Yes. But, eventually they do give up. I believe she is single, but I guarantee you, divorce, without even knowing the facts, you can just deduce that it's a divorce, and a very nasty divorce. And that's the thing, like, people, people like my ex who are very narcissistic, I don't worry about them because they always end up alone, or they always end up with, they're flying monkeys, the one or two people who still are in a codependency with them. That's what they end up with. But I'll tell you what, they don't end up happy. Not exactly. That's what super chats and super stickers are, Dan. But I always tell people, look, you don't have to send me money or anything. If you really want me to make some money, go on my merch store, veterannationfoundation.com, and buy yourself something. I've got stickers on there. I've got coffee. That way you get something. You get something, I get something. So, yeah. But the like button does help YouTube find out if this is a popular stream. And it tells YouTube, show this to more people. That's what it does. If I walked into a VA, I'd end up in jail. You might have a good one, though. Was it Joan Walton would be going to the same VA that you would? Because it's at the Twin Cities. I think that would be the one that you'd go to. Just be calm. Be calm and be respectful. Challenge them, But you don't have to walk into a VA. That's the other thing. If you go to the DAV and say, I want to make a disability claim, and TC, you could probably get 100% your first go. If you and me sit down, I would tell you, here's the things you need to apply for, and when you apply for it, say this. And you'd probably get your 100% right off the bat. It'd probably be, Rochester has a massive VA center. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't have to step into the VA to get your stuff. But just if you get your 100% in your family being able to get free healthcare, you can apply for it. But that is a help. Also, you get free dental. Now, I'm sure my haters are going to say, oh, Skipper said you get this, but he didn't say that you have to apply. Like, there's a process for all this stuff. I'm just giving you the big blue arrows, okay? The bloof, the bottom line up front. But, and then there's all the other side stuff. Like me here in California, I don't have to pay for license plates anymore because I'm a 100% disabled veteran. So that's why you should do a VA claim. It's not so much about the disability money. It's all the shit the government ties to it. All the shit they tie to it that has nothing to do with a disability. That I personally don't think we should have to tie to it. Heroes Chris is here. Good morning. Good to see you. But back to my stalkers. This is crazy behavior. Like, if someone doesn't like you and they say, well, I don't like this person, I'm just going to stay away, and you continue to follow them, you're the one with the problem. This is the type of woman who will end up on my doorstep with a gun. I'll just say it. And I'm saying it publicly for a reason. True, but here's the other thing. I guarantee you that you have PTSD. And I know you very well. You've got some form of PTSD, TC. And I know you've been talking to a counselor, and that's a good thing. We all have PTSD, primarily from basic training. But your time as a sheriff's deputy affected it and made it worse. And that's why people are like, oh, he doesn't have PTSD for military. No, I guarantee you do. But other things made it worse. But guess what? The VA is still responsible. Still responsible. And even if you went into the military already with PTSD and then the military made it worse, they're still responsible. That's part of the contract. That's all these people who are like, oh, these veterans are ripping people off. There's a contract. Literally is a contract. You signed a contract when you went in the military. And if these people don't like it, guess what? The recruiting office is open to everybody. Every single person can walk in to the recruiters. Right, Cinder? Right? Yeah. You deal with any of these personality disorders. Yeah. It's they're called personality disorders because it's just that. They are personality disorders. Here, I'm trying to pull up a thing here. Like, literally, their personality is affected. I was airborne. I clearly have mental health issues. Yeah, just being airborne can do it. Yeah, there's a bunch of personality disorders. So bipolar, borderline, narcissistic, histrionic, paranoid. Yeah. But yeah, there's a reason why, like, their personality is fluid or is trying to think like it's based on codependency. It can be based on an unrealized sense of self. Absolutely, Spade. Absolutely. You're 100% correct. So, yeah. Cluster B personality disorders are very prevalent. Yeah, and I think it's our society, you know, this social media. I can recognize just doing this, I have narcissistic traits. Like, I recognize that. I think everybody has, in some way, narcissistic traits. But, you know, to want to broadcast yourself, yeah, of course. But is it unhealthy? No. Because, like, for me, what is the mission of this show? To help and entertain military veterans and their families. And I've always said that. Like, I will always do this show and do it as best I can to help people. And then you got John Grems, who's trying to compare me to Jeff Gray. Like, Jeff Gray does great work. Why do I have to be compared to him? We're doing totally different things. We're both veterans who do things to help people. Bipolar is a mood disorder, not a personality disorder. There's personality disorders. I will agree with you, yes, but those moods do change their personality. So, yeah, like someone who's manic is totally different from someone who's depressive. And with bipolar, you get both of those. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Hate the behaviors. And that's why I'm highlighting this. This is someone who needs help. Clearly, this is someone who needs help. Right? And I'm going to call it out. And there are people out there who, you know, are like, just ignore it. No. Ignoring it does not stop it. I know people that's where people screw up. They take a healthy person mindset and try to apply it to stuff like this. This is not healthy. You can't make this healthy. Okay? You have to call it out and you have to highlight it so that eventually you hope that someone who does love this person, that this person trusts, helps them get help. And recognize that, hey, all the things that you're doing in your life are very negative. You know, as an example, I've talked about my ex. My ex has, I believe, a personality disorder. This is the third week in a row my son came here. This is not my custodial weekend. He wanted to be here this weekend with me. And I believe because he's now at an age where he can identify healthy behaviors. He still loves his mom, doesn't want to cut her out of his life, but also recognizes there's things he wants to do. Hence, he's here. It makes me feel very good as a parent, knowing that my son wants to be around me. But, you know, and we had a discussion this week. I was like, look, I have never called you buddy. I know a lot of people do that with their sons. I always wanted there to be that respect that I'm not your friend, I'm your dad. I will respect you and you will respect me. But it's not a friendship. And I heard years ago where someone said your children can be your friends when they're younger or when they're older, but not both. I would much rather him be my friend when he's older and understands things. But with that, I always want that respect, not just to me, but also from me. And I'll tell you what sparked this is there was a story that talked about Gen Z and millennial parents spanking their children. Am I opposed to spanking your children? Not 100%. I think there are times where it's absolutely necessary. It's never been necessary for me. And I think I was raised in a house where we were spanked. I got the belt. But I don't have the need to parent that way. I've never needed it. Never felt the need to raise my hand to my child. We've had tantrums, we've had problems, but I always just said, you know what? There's a tantrum going on. I'm going to be the calm, logical parent. And that's what I always did. Some of these stalkers, in my opinion, have split personalities and act like they don't know what they're doing. Some of them do know. Some of them, though, this is their personality. Borderline personality shares some traits with bipolar, which often leads to confusion between the two. Absolutely. 100%. TC, you are right on, spot on. In fact, I think bipolar is the one that gets misdiagnosed the most. People with borderline personality get diagnosed with bipolar too often. And I think bipolar is the more worse diagnosis. It's the higher diagnosis. It's the one that causes more stuff. And I think that's why. Some people just, even in diagnosis, they want to be like, oh, this person's the craziest. You know, and it's like, I deal with this, like with my family. Me and my brother both ended up with people that I believe have personality disorders. And it was because no one in our immediate family had them. I think people in my family had them. I can look at things that happened in my extended family as a child and be like, oh, yeah, that was a problem. And, you know, now I can recognize that. And I also can see that, you know, me and my brother, we didn't recognize that. And that's why we ended up with people like that. We were very easily fooled because we were never taught to look for these behaviors. And that, you know, I've talked about, hold on, I've got someone texting me. So yeah. You know Mike's ex is nuts if Mike is the stable, logical one. Just saying. True. Like, I do enough crazy stuff. But That's also why I was easily fooled. But, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I realized that what I dealt with was not normal. And I've moved to learn about it. In fact, I've got some videos here that after I got this crazy person stalking me, I'm like, okay, let's talk about this on the show.
The older the narcissist gets, the dumber they get instead of becoming wiser. They do not mellow with age. Instead, they become cruel. When a healthy person gets older, they usually become wiser, more intelligent, and mellow down because life teaches them, humbles them, and makes them reflect. But
Yeah, and this is absolutely true. A narcissist has no self-realization. What they do is they project out onto others their bad behaviors. They will never look at themselves and say, am I the problem? It'll never happen. Some disorders blend different areas of mental health. I've got schizoaffective disorder. All of it is interesting to me. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Sender. Absolutely right. Yeah, they will blend. You can have multiple things, And the big problem is when you're not open to it. This is why I'm not allowed on the show. TC, you're always allowed on this show. Always allowed on this show. And which one do I want to do next? Oh, I want to do this one. Hold on. Because this one, you'll see, this talks.
There's this dual projection phenomenon that happens in narcissistic relationships that can continue to drive you further and further from reality. We always talk about how narcissists project, right? They take all the parts of themselves that they can't.
Now, they always say narcissist, and I think that term is overused. I think a lot of people with BPD, bipolar, have a narcissistic disorder. It doesn't mean they have narcissistic personality disorder. It just means they have narcissistic traits. And I don't like how narcissist is thrown around, and she's doing that, but she's making very good points.
Can't tolerate, and they dump it onto you. The selfishness, the cruelty, the envy, how manipulative they are, all of their shame, all of it gets dumped onto you. And they start accusing you of doing all these things and being all these things that don't match your character.
This was 100% my marriage right here. Right here. I was the one who was a Marine. I was the one who was advancing my career to make our life better. But there were things that I aspired to and things I did not aspire to. And when I made it very clear what I did aspire to was a certain level and I didn't want to go higher than that, that's when things changed.
They project these things so deeply that over time they start to interact with you as if you actually are those things until the version of you in their head looks like them. And because that version of you is just really a mirror of them, they hate it, which means they hate you. And that's part of the reason why you see all that disgust and contempt show up towards you. But they're not the only one projecting. Meanwhile, you're projecting all the best parts of yourself onto them. Your kindness, your honesty, your loyalty, your accountability, your
This is true to an extent. To an extent. While this did happen with me, it wasn't me straight up projecting it. It was also the projection of what she wanted out in the world. And that's what narcissists do. They want to show the world, I am this person, even though that is not who they are at all.
empathy, your intentions, your humanity. You assume that they think like you because you don't know any other way to think. Meanwhile, they're assuming that you think like them because they don't know any other way to think. So you see them as better than they are, and they
have a lot of self-loathing, a lot of self-judgment, and that's why they have to put it on to other people, because if not, they would probably be suicidal, to be honest, because they hate themselves. And also, and that was my concern as a parent, is because they also then do the same thing to those that they control. So children, So that's why I was very concerned. Um, so hope you guys can understand that about me. But I will say this: my therapist was like, "You don't need to worry because you are showing a different way of life. You are concerned about self-image. You are concerned about uh, what uh, what's the term? Like just to have like good self-esteem. That's what I was looking for. You are concerned about your child having good self-esteem, and you're going to teach that. So they're going to see this, and they're going to see this, and which one feels right. They're going to go to the one that feels right, and it's not going to be the one that's judgmental about their body, about how they operate, how they think, their traits. And I'm very thankful that I have PTSD, and that you know my friend Kelly, who's been on the show, that she was the one who told me you have PTSD and you should go get help. A fellow veteran, and I did. And I've talked about this. The first therapy session I went through, I was asked, "What is your goal?" And I said, "I want to be the best father that I can be." And my therapist at the time said, "If you keep with that, and that's your focus, you will you will be successful with this." Hey, bestie, good to see you. Baby girl's in the house. I'm drinking from the mug you sent me. Best daddy ever. But yeah, so that was always my goal, to be the best dad I could be. And you know, it very was easy for, even when things got bad, to keep things very grounded and say, no, I this sucks, but it's not about me. It's about my son. Even during the fight, if you guys have go on to TC's channel or AVA's, they both have the video of me being attacked. And even during that, I was trying my best to be the calm person. And in her restraining order that she applied for, she said I was the one losing control. You watch that, I am in control. I'm not, like, I don't put my hands on her until she puts her hands on me. I don't put my hands on her boyfriend till he puts his hands on me. I'm not the one screaming. I'm being calm. I'm trying to record everything, because I wanted to make a record of stuff. Oh, TC chose violence this morning. But yeah, so that's why my therapist was like, you don't need to worry about your son. He is seeing two different paths of how to parent, and one is going to feel right. And that's what you need to remember. And I always tried to keep that in my mind.
You as worse than you are because you're projecting upward and they're projecting downward. That's where everything collapses, because now there's this huge gap between perception and reality, this huge gap between who
Sure.
both of you actually are and the projections. The gap gets wider and wider, and
this also happened with me. We had this huge gap, and then she felt a need to try to paint me in a certain way, and she actually caused an issue with me, and uh, she then tried to make a police report against me. And I was called in, and I was like, look, did this happen? Yes, but that's not the full story. And I said, here's the full story. And I should lead up, and they asked me, they were like, do you have anything to prove that? I said, yeah, I can absolutely prove my side of the story. And because she had attacked me with the, what was it? It was the door to our entertainment center. And I just grabbed the first thing I could to defend myself, and it was a screwdriver. And the door to our entertainment center got all scratched up because she was swinging at me, and I was just deflecting it. But yet tried to say I came after her, which was not the case. And that was, I don't like you. I have to put this out in the world so no one else likes you. And this is why I left the military, because I knew she was going to do that. I knew she was going to use the military to keep me away from our child, because that is very common. So any of you who and I see Yankee Bells in here, and I know this fits for her, but really any of you, if you have children in the United States military or who are thinking about going to it, just know that if they get married and there's any type of domestic issues, the military member will be blamed. And it's not even close. They will be blamed. Even if all of the evidence shows that the spouse is the problem, they're still going to blame the military member. Why? Because that's easy and that's what the military can control. And this is also why you get leaders in the military who just suck at being leaders. They get very angry because maybe some of this stuff was done to them, and they were treated unfairly. So guess what they do? They treat others unfairly. I think I was a very good officer by the way of me being a middle child and growing up as a middle child. I learned how to negotiate, and I learned what fairness is, because I got hand-me-downs from my brother, things that, I were gifted to me, I had to share with my younger brother, so there's always this sense of, you have to balance fairness. So middle children are very good world leaders because they know how to negotiate and say, okay, you want this, but you're going to have to give up this, because we spend most of our life negotiating. And I think that sense of fairness, I think I was able to bring over very well in my military career. And especially when you're talking about, I had to do court-martials. I had to do summary court-martials all on my own. I was the judge, jury, executioner. Yep. And that's the thing. In the military, the good thing about the military, because these things happen, you learn CYA, cover your ass, cover your six. So that's why if you see me say a lot of things, like I've done the whole, hey, send yourself emails. That's covering your ass. I knew an officer who taught me that. I don't think he was the best officer in the world. And I think the only reason he got as far as what he did is because he covered his ass. I think in some ways people didn't like him, justly in some areas. I worked very well with him, but I also wasn't incredibly dictatorial. Like, I would listen, or at least I think I tried to. And, I would listen when he had an issue and then say, okay, but here's why I'm going to decide against you. It's because of these things. But I have taken what you say into consideration. But he was very good at covering his ass. And when people there are people, just because you don't like someone in the military, they will try and do everything they can against you. And I always said, I don't want any allegation to have any validity. And there were Marines who got very mad at me because I wouldn't throw the book at people. And I've talked about this on here. When you tell people we need to make an example of them, all you're saying is that the process doesn't work. So when you see people like get arrested, like all these people protesting ICE, and people are getting arrested, I am not about throwing the book at them. That was the problem with the January 6th folks. They threw the book at them. They put them in solitary confinement come on, let's face facts. It was for mostly trespassing and vandalism. Should they have done it? No. They were wrong for doing it. But did they need to be put into solitary confinement? No. Did they need really for all the stuff at January 6th? Most of those people should not have been received any type of jail time beyond 2 years. Really, most of them should have got a year sentence with the deferred sentence of probation. And had they done that, Trump probably would not have been reelected. But because you get these people who are like, we need to make an example of them. You're seeing it on the right too. Like, am I upset that they're going after E. Jean Carroll? Not necessarily. If she perjured herself, she perjured herself. But if they try to put her in solitary, if they determine she perjured herself and they put her in solitary confinement, that's wrong. That is equally as wrong. The pendulum will always swing. What you don't want is such a wide swing that it comes back and crashes the other way. Just let the process do its stuff. Like, there you go. So, and these things are all very much tied together. Thank you, Georgie. I do appreciate it. Yeah. Don't know if I'm doing anything special for my birthday. Is there anything free that I can do? Let me know in the comments. Because, yeah, I'll do free shit all day long. Oh, thank you, here's Chris. I appreciate it.
You get confused on why they're treating you with all this contempt. Meanwhile, they can't stand you for things that aren't even real. All of this is so...
You know what's funny? People like what she's talking to have hate. Hate. I can tell you, there are people I don't like. I don't know if there's anyone that I hate. Like, even, you guys know Hal Sellers attacked me. I don't hate him. I just don't want to be around him. I want him as far away from me as possible. I don't hate the guy. I don't want to affect his life. If he continues to try to affect mine, yeah, I will react. But I can let things go. I don't need to destroy people. My son that was in the Marines, his wife kept running her mouth to the CEO, and they told my son he had to get out because he wasn't ranking up. I told her that was her fault for running her mouth. Yeah, you do see this. Spouses who affect their spouse's career. Yeah, and that's exactly what I dealt with. She was trying to poison me to my command. To be the reason the person you like the most has to sleep in the wet spot. I don't know if I'd use those words. But yeah. Here, we'll finish this one off.
Complex that you can start to believe that you are their projections, and they can start to believe that they are your projections. And that's when you get caught in this vicious cycle of trying to change all these things about yourself that don't need to be changed and trying to prove to them who you are, while they are punishing you for who they are.
With me, mine was always, am I crazy? Like, because my ex kept doing things and trying to say different realities and trying to push a different narrative, I was like, am I the crazy one? Like, it very much, changed me. And that's why I tell people all the time, go get therapy. Not because you need it. You need it to learn how to deal with these people. That's what you need it for. But there's crazy people out there. And yeah, just go get the coping skills. Now that I know my ex is the way that she is, I look for those traits that I saw in her, or that I eventually realized in her. I look for them all the time now. And I run from so many situations. Oh, thank you, TC. Do you want people to check out? Are you doing a video today? Yeah, I do want to show this one. I did not. You're going to get a fresh react to this one. I have not seen the whole video. I just saw the opening.
Brian.
You don't look like a Brian. Is that you? What's your name?
Right here is when I paused it. Like, this is a woman getting into an Uber or Lyft and clearly using someone else's account, which they tell you. I've done Uber. They tell you if someone comes in and does not verify their name, don't take the ride. Oh, tomorrow's show. Everyone make sure you go and check that out. Check out this live that TC will be doing. Set yourself up a reminder.
Hello?
You can just go straight and start going, because I have to get home, so please go to the light now. And then make it right. Because
Okay.
I have to go, so please hurry.
Okay.
I would not have moved. I would
No,
have stayed
please,
with.
please go. No, sir, come on.
All right, get out. We're done.
Good.
We're done.
Yep.
We're done.
Good on him.
Get somebody else, not me.
Why? Because you can't.
I can't go through. Right,
Late.
I can't go through
I
red light.
asked you, please hurry.
All right, we're done.
So go.
We're
right
done.
there.
We're done.
See this?
Ma'am, we're done.
Why? Because you're a baby. Go to that entrance right there and make a right out of it.
No, we're done.
Why?
We're done.
Good on this
Why?
guy for enforcing.
Because I said so.
Because you're a baby.
Yep.
Grow up a little bit. You're like a grown man.
I know.
Lady, just get out of the fucking car. Go get someone else.
We're done.
So Georgie says, what if someone paid for it from their account? Yeah, that is a violation of the terms. And they tell you, do not take those rides. I've taken those rides when I was driving. But that was because I didn't like when someone opened the car. Like, I remember I had one where a dude opened the car and he's like, I'll just use this example. He said, Brian. I'm like, okay, yeah, Brian. Well, then his girl got in the car and he closed the door and I took her. I probably should have ended the ride, but I just went ahead and did it. Just because I only needed one more for the end of the night. But yeah, they tell you not to take those rides because the accountability is lost, and which makes sense.
Why?
You can get out here or you can get out of my house. One or the other.
I mean, you could just
We're done.
go out and go to the destination.
But I'm not going to. So you have two choices. Would you like to get out here or would you like to get out of my house? One or the other.
Well, you're not going to kidnap me, so...
So I'd like you. So get out here.
Because you're a baby and you don't know how to make a right at a...
You're right.
light. That's sad.
Goodbye.
You shouldn't really be proud of that. You should be embarrassed a little bit.
Just get out.
Not at all.
Of course you're not. Why would you be?
Georgie says she's intoxicated. No, I'll tell you what the problem is. Okay? She's an attractive female. And because of that, she has privilege. She has privilege, and no one has probably ever told her no. That's the problem here.
You shouldn't really be proud of that. You should be embarrassed a little bit.
Not at all.
Of course you're not. Why would you be? It's hard.
So yeah, I had not watched that one fully. I just saw the first 15 seconds. I was like, oh, I want to talk about this one. Speaking of a lot of the things I've been talking about, I love this guy, Atlanta Cody. He is a lawyer, and he does a segment called Ask a Lawyer, where he will be in a public place, normally a park outside of Atlanta, and he will tell people like, "Hey, I'm a lawyer. I'm not your lawyer. What's your problem? Maybe I can direct you the right way," which is a really great service. Really great service. I wish more lawyers did that. But this is something that you guys, especially with my haters, you guys have seen this before. And it always amazes me, the people who do so many things on court stories, that they don't Get this.
Adult today that private message, as in like a direct message on Instagram or Facebook, does not mean confidential message. I had an individual
Fucking amazing, right? Amazing.
Send me some interesting messages over the weekend. They were not polite. It was a little bit back and forth, and I was like, "Are you a bit mental right now? Why are you saying these things to me?" And they're like, "Because I can, and you can't stop me." And I was like, "Okay." Crazy thought here. How would you feel if I screenshotted these messages and just shared them to my almost 1.2 million followers aggregate across platform?
Why would you message someone that you know has a platform that can out you and then get upset when they do that? I've told you guys, I'm a journalist. My degree is in journalism. If you DM me and it's a lie or it's some crazy shit, I have the right to show it. I'll do that when that's bullshit. Okay, well, you don't have to like it. But yeah, I'm going to use it for content. Like, you are out of your mind to think that those are in some way confidential or privileged.
Like, you understand that when you send messages to people that have an audience, they can share those. How would you feel if the world saw the messages that you were sending? If you send them to me, you're probably sending worse ones to others. To which they said, "Nah, you can't share these messages. They are private messages. They are PMs, buddy." Nope. To which I was like, "Oh, honey, no. There's no privity here. There's no privilege here. I'm not your attorney. You're not a client. There's no contract here. Neither one of us agreed to confidentiality, right?" They're like, "No, I live in a state where you need two-party consent." I was like, that'd be great if this was a recording of a phone call. If we were...
Yep, that's another thing people get screwed up. Two-party consent. It's like, no, you send it to me. It's mine now. It's mine now. And guess what? Once I publish it, it's now also my copyright.
In a place and I was audio recording you, then maybe. But I'm in Georgia, so the fuck where you are, you call me, I can record that call. That's a one-party state. But if you send me an email...
I'm in a two-party state, okay? And here's the thing. If you call me, I still can have a right to record. There are still situations where I can record legally, perfectly legally, and I don't need to tell you. Like, you have to have a reasonable expectation of privacy. And I've got recordings that I put my phone out on a table. I had a boss once who he wanted to talk with me, and I put my phone out. And he said, are you recording me right now? I'm like, yes. And he was like, you can't record me. I go, well, then we don't have to have the meeting because I'm going to record our meeting. And he was like, I don't give you permission. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to record. If you don't like it, you can leave. And, when you leave, we won't have the meeting. But as far as I'm sitting here, I'm going to record. And by him staying there, guess what he was giving me? Consent, because he no longer had a reasonable expectation of privacy. He knew the recording device was out and was on.
An unsolicited email, a DM, a direct message, a private message, any type of communication that's written back and forth. I'm a party to that conversation. I can share that conversation with whomever I want to, unless we agreed in writing up front that it was going to be confidential. Confidentiality does not apply to random, unsolicited, trolling, and hateful messages you send strangers. And the fact that I had to tell that to somebody boggles my mind. But hey, nevertheless...
Does that mean showing Coop's DMs is okay and he can't do shit about it? Yes, 100%. There's nothing wrong with showing his DMs. I mean, people will be like, well, that's impolite. Okay, well, oh darn, I'm rude. You're rude. Oh well. That's like, and the fact that people just don't understand this just boggles my mind.
What do y'all think? Should I share the conversation? I had to explain.
I think he should. I think he should share the conversation. So this last one, Chelsea Handler is an absolute piece of shit. This is another one of those hot girl privilege. Like, she has clearly hit the wall, and she's not as attractive as what she was, and is upset about it. And, even without the whole roast thing, like, she was very privileged. And I mean, she had dinner with Epstein, okay? And does not think she should receive any repercussions for that, but thinks other people should have repercussions. Like, that's ridiculous to me. But this is another piece of shit thing that she's done.
Tried to remove our tweet today. It's confirmed. I talked with the representative. Literally tried to remove our tweet today. It's confirmed. I talked with the representatives from TikTok, and they said that Chelsea Handler's team is the one that tried to remove our video. Luckily, it's back up now. It has over 120,000 views, but this is classic Chelsea Handler behavior, trying to take down an up-and-coming, fast-growing sports podcast that talks a little bit of celebrity as well. So it's really disgusting what she's doing, and I think she's doing it because we're also white. They literally tried to remove...
Yeah, and this doesn't surprise me. Like, isn't it funny that the people who scream free speech, First Amendment rights, do this shit? Like, the solution to free speech is more speech. If she didn't like... She's got a big enough platform. If she doesn't like what Lawn Chair Sports says, she can do her own video on it. She's got millions of followers. If someone is in a video chat on Discord, it has clipping enabled. It pops up a little warning when you join the video chat or voice chat. Pretty sure it's an immediate invalidation of that. Oh, absolutely it is. Absolutely. That's how these social media platform companies get around two-party consent. Absolutely. But yeah, instead of Chelsea trying to silence these guys, she should have just done her own video. But see, that's not what she did. She wants to silence others. She's just a piece of shit. The same people who bitch and moan about people sharing private conversations are always the same ones who scream receipts or it didn't happen, right? Just like my stalker lied about a situation with Georgie, was very clear she was in the know as to what really happened, would not post what actually happened, would not post the facts, and is now trying to secretly stalk me. Like, that's a problem. That's someone clearly with a problem. But, yeah, that's all the stuff I had prepared for today. Crazy people out here. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. Give my voice a rest. Our stalker. Oh, yeah. She is definitely ours. We've got several stalkers. We've got her. We've got Wednesday. Yeah. But that's okay. We'll keep pointing out their bad behaviors. Because we can. And they really hate that. Because, again, they want to project who we are out to the world. And then when we show the world that, oh, no, they're stalking us. They really hate that. Because it really affects how the world sees them. And it's true. As you guys saw. Like, yeah. There you go. Everyone can see it. She is not my friend on Facebook. I have a private account, but yet she's stalking my public comments. There you go. Because they want what we have, Georgie. Like, they want our type of friendship, or they want a friendship with us, or they want us to operate in a way that they want that we don't operate. It's about control. But I digress. All right, folks, I'm going to get going. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for being worth serving.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Whose print smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleeping moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakening to lighten her load. America's awakening to lighten her load.